Next, we'll invite Dr. Samecia Stokes to join us to provide the after-school update. Dr. Stokes is the Executive Director of the Office of Innovation Strategy.
To President Sivak, Superintendent Green, board members, and JPS family, good evening. I am humbled and pleased to provide our after-school enrichment reported programs that help our scholars learn, innovate, and grow. I am Samecia Stokes, Executive Director of the Office of Innovative Strategy, bringing you greetings. The underpinnings of our JPS strategic plan are emphasized throughout our after-school program, with specific emphasis on commitments, innovative teaching and learning, and joyful learning environments. With increased access to after-school experiences, all schools are offering an after-school program, with many local partners assisting this work and nearly 3,500 scholars enrolled. As it relates to promoting scholar attendance in after-school, our numbers are uneven across divisions, and more will be done to increase rates for our secondary scholars in particular. We are supporting our academic divisions in the area of writing, particularly focusing on middle school. This focused development is being tracked to better understand the value add of after school on MAP writing performance. We are currently planning our work for summer learning and utilizing our after school learning to develop the strongest summer learning programming possible. In this slide, you see a recent visit with the Secretary of Education, Dr. Cardona, along with some of our partners, 3 out of the 16 to be exact, who participated in a panel discussion on our use of ESSER funds to support extended learning. JPS is on the map for the use of these federal dollars to support learning recovery. I would add that we're the only district in the state of Mississippi utilizing ESSER funds to support district-wide after-school programs, investing $2.3 million respectively. Secretary Cardona expressed his desire to support the sustainability of this programming, and our vision for the after-school program endeavors to do just that. In line with our 3-year vision for after school, you will see for year 1, our focus is on increasing access, year 2, youth-centric programming, and year 3, skill development. And now our partners, I'm introducing them to you. It takes a village. It takes us all working together. Here's our after-school partner village, if you will. We thank them for their leadership. As an elementary scholar, students engage in a small group tutorial sessions, arts and craft activities, and homework help. In these photos from middle school, you will see scholars engaged in the production of The Wiz, learning to sew with the Jackson Medical Mall, and engaged in accelerated reading practices. Here at high school, our Beam Path scholars learn to code in the makerspace environment, have small group conversations on their career paths, and engage in public speaking practice. Last year, we served 1,932 scholars in after school. This year's projection was to serve 3,375 scholars. We exceeded this projection with 3,482 scholars enrolled. We met our goal by increasing enrollment by over 80% over last year. Here we examine our ADA, which is our average daily attendance for all divisions. And among those divisions, we feel positively about our overall attendance in the elementary program at 74.7%. As we look at this data and speak with students, there are many competing priorities for our secondary scholars, time including athletics, other extracurricular activities, jobs, and family obligations. Of course, we're addressing these attendance gaps, and they include the following. We are engaging our partners to recruit for their programs early and considering ways to incentivize our partners with stronger levels of scholar attendance and retention. We are also reconnecting with our vision for scholar-centric programs, which goes back to this slide, involving our scholars in the design process and asking them what they want and would be excited to commit to and attend. Internally, we're also convening with our school-based coordinators and leads to set attendance goals to assure accountability for the fiscal stewardship of the program. And finally, we're reviewing the best school sites for future programming based on supportive attendance measures. I would be remiss if we did not thank our ELA team for providing the support. Our ELA content sessions on writing were we had the Corporation of the Bailey Group and OTL, among others, that provided the support for writing instruction. Speaking of best practices, increasing students' writing scores on the MAP 2023 would be a contributing factor to the school performance outcomes on this assessment. Again, this is a group of ELA teachers attending a training at Ole Miss to learn some additional writing best practices. As for map writing, students are tested on 4 domains, also known as standards, based upon the MDE writing rubric. A student needs 9 to 11 writing points to score proficient, 12 points to score advanced. And of course, the goal is to help students increase the number of points needed to score on the map writing assessment. Let's go a little deeper with a shared understanding about how students can increase their writing score with respect to a school's rating increased. You've been provided the elementary, middle, and high school data. In the interest of time, I will review data for the middle school only. Based upon the historical data for the past 3 consecutive years, middle school students in grades 6 through 8 scored 50% or more correct on the 2 domains that carry the least amount of points, which would be grammar and mechanics, as you can see evidenced by the percentages circled. On the other hand, middle school students scored 50% or less percent on the domains that carry the most points. That would be development of ideas and organization. Looking at the arrows representing these 2 domains, you find that the scoring percentages of less than 50% parallel each other for 3 years and for all 3 grade levels. Based upon this valuable data, ELA teachers across the district are using the MDE writing rubric to increase students' writing scores by placing greater emphasis on development of ideas and organization, since these 2 categories combined yield 8 out of the 12 possible writing points. Statistical analysis of the scores revealed a strong correlation between increased writing map scores and the impact on a school's letter grade accordingly. As we look at our programming strengths, our elementary parents are well pleased with the Monday through Friday aftercare option, and there is strong cross-functional planning among departments. In terms of our next steps, we're looking at sustainability of after-school programs, also transportation challenges, and the learning conditions. Under that umbrella would fall youth voice, youth interests, youth lives, and family connections. In terms of our implications for summer planning, we have cross-functional planning that we will continue with. We have the academic structure of the program, enrollment process, transportation challenges, family engagement, and also summer reading initiatives that will be employed through summer programming. Our summer program will begin June the 5th and end June the 30th. We have increased access to out-of-school experiences. We're working to promote scholar attendance and after school. We're focusing on writing instruction, particularly in the middle school space, and we are currently planning our work for summer learning. In the words of our superintendent, amazing things are destined for JPS. That would be accurate. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Stokes. Board members, any questions, comments? Well, I'll just say I appreciated the use of the data to illustrate the connection between the work that we're doing after school and how that affects the overall performance in the schools. And anytime we can tie that back, that helps us as a board, informs our decision making. So thank you for adding. The enrollment numbers are great, and it's great to see them going up. And when we can see those tied to performance, that's exactly what we want to see. So thank you for drawing that connection.
Awesome, thank you kindly.
If there are no other questions, I'll just say thank you again to Dr. Stokes. There's so much that's happening in our after-school programming, so many partners, so many moving parts. So lots to manage there, and you can very easily get caught up in the logistics, as I'm sure you might imagine, across our entire district. What I appreciate is this team under Dr. Stokes' leadership. We continue to focus on outcomes for children. Y'all know we can't get away from our accountability system, right? Even if you wanted to, you can't get away from that. And I'm pushing hard on our team that I want to keep lifting up that it's important to know how to write well, even if it weren't tested, right?
Yes, sir.
The good thing is, this is a good thing to learn, and it can help us on this test. And so we went out either way, but just want to lift up that, this focus on writing. I'm so excited to see it more and more in after school. I'm hearing about it more and more in schools. And so I'm confident that you will hear us talk more about writing skills and developing writing skills throughout our programming, not just in the after school program. So kudos for all of this hard work, and I know you're already planning for the next rung of performance and delivery.
Yes, sir.
For scholars and families. Also, just want to name that I've gotten unsolicited notes from team members about Dr. Stokes' leadership and about after-school programming. So I'm minding my business, and then here come emails from people saying how great after school is. It's kind of nice to get that kind of feedback from our peers who sometimes can be critical. So just want to name that publicly for Dr. Stokes. And thank you again.
Dr. Green, and thank you for your leadership. I appreciate you.
Thank you.